Hey everybody! Isn't this exciting? An earlier stream than usual? Oh, I've got myself a copy. A copy? A coffee? I need it, I think. How's everybody doing today? Hey Coma Nomad, good to see you. Hey DZ. Hey Watermelon. Glad to hear you're doing okay, Other K. Hey Bori. Hey TI. Hey Lucas. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that your account was hacked, DZ. Glad you got a new one working now though. Hey Turnip. I'm doing my best to imitate that little emoji. Alright, so as you may have seen, it's going to be a shorter stream than usual today, but we're going to dedicate all that time for some Mousey. It's been 2 days since we last stopped in with Mousey, so I thought it was high time that we spent some time in the cheese maze. Hey GM, sounds like you're having a great time on holiday. No need to apologize for not tuning in. Alright. Good luck, Lucas, in your chemistry test. Wishing you all the best for that. Alright, let's get started. So, if there are any new viewers in the chat, Mousey's Cheese Maze is the game that we've been working on stream for quite a while now. Basically since the game came out. Let's dive right into it. Hey Curb, good to see you. So last time we were on stream, we got the first sort of prototype of our main menu working. It has a custom theme for the menu. When we press A, we jump straight into the action. So there's a few things that we're gonna work on today. Ooh, look, I've got pointer mode activated. Don't necessarily want that. Hey Ramona, good to see you. Hey Norman. Oh, it's great that so many people have turned up. I thought with it being an earlier time that we'd probably have a few less folks around, but it's cool. It's going to be a nice chilled out stream while we do some programming. Minecraft asks what games I will be playing when I finish making Mousey. Or sorry, what games I'll be making when I finish making Mousey. I don't know. I'm gonna play it by ear. I'm not necessarily rushing into a particular game. I had promised, and I'd like to give it a try. I had promised a few viewers that we would try to recreate some of our WarioWare DIY games in GBG. Now, because they're so small, I actually think that would be quite a quick project, because they're all little micro games. So maybe we could kind of bash a few of those out in a short space of time. Other Kate says, "Do you want to put some music on or no?" Yeah, let's have some WarioWare DIY music. Bear with me while I bring that up. It's a great suggestion. It's always nice to have some music on in the background while we work in the programming screen. Yeah, Elite, that's what I was thinking. Elite says you could try and create several together and the camera warps between them. Yes, yeah. How's everyone's day going anyway? What have you been up to today on this fine Wednesday? Just looking for the correct tracks. W says, not much, just a good old boring normal day. Sometimes they're the best. Sometimes you just... Oh my goodness, sorry.
Do you want to...
YouTube, stop! Oh, sorry everyone. Let's try again. Is that still coming through loud? Probably. I have a really bad bug with my copy of Windows at the moment, where it will reset the audio level at the start of every boot. There we go. All right. Watermelon asks, does the game have power-ups? I'm a new sub. So it doesn't currently have power-ups, but it does have power downs. So if we eat the poisonous cheese, it will cause a disadvantage for Mousey by inverting the controls. All right, enjoy your breakfast, GM. Yeah, nice. That's a good way to do it, Chuck. Chuck says they are going to be playing some GBG while watching the stream. Okay, so I was thinking about the best way to handle the movement during the title screen. And I think what I actually want to do is probably set up a flag so that until you press A the first time, you cannot use the analog sticks. No, I think it's probably something that like restoring my copy of Windows would help with. I think it's like a bug. I don't think it's a hardware thing. Yeah, so my thinking is that we'll position Mousey right underneath here, and then just have a flag, so until you press A the first time, you cannot move. So let's have a look at the movement controls. Where are those analog sticks? They're up here, aren't they? There. Let's figure out what's going to be the order of things here. So it will be stick and the signal coming from the A button, I suppose, right? I want to just do a little test down here with something else that's not connected. Sometimes I find it easier to sort of do a prototype of what I'm working on, separated out from everything else. Yes, hey Ramona, so I watched that video just before the stream. Ramona says, the programmer that I'm subscribed to put out a tutorial on how to put in the Konami code. How cool is that? Super cool. I really love that creator's work. Their tutorials are excellent and their creations are very, very fun. Hey Jimith, thanks for tuning in. Glad to hear that you've got me on in the background while you play some Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Very, very cool. Yeah, we've already had the idea for the mousetrap. I love that idea a lot. We'll definitely get there eventually. Okay, so this is our prototype stick. Here's our temporary A button. Here's our flag. And we don't really need a Mousey. I'm gonna have to stop that. There's now adverts on this playlist. Okay. So, let me just very quickly swap over. Sorry for the faffing around here with the audio. That playlist that I used to listen to of GBG music, or sorry, DIY music, has now got adverts on it, so let's have some of this instead. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So we're going to need an and, aren't we? Yeah, GBG should definitely have music in the programming screen. Seems like a strange one. I kind of get the feeling that maybe maybe Nintendo were worried that people would get sick of whatever music was playing during the programming screen. Because I suppose if you're going to spend hours and hours and hours here, but maybe they could have had like a BGM picker or something. Hey Alex, how you doing? Yes, great idea, the egg. The egg says, idea. Buy YouTube Premium today for no interruptions. Oops, didn't mean to connect that. I think that's it. I think that's all we need here. So we would then connect that into our player, right? And another and for the up and down. Yeah, of course. Left stick, isn't it? We're connecting this up. Oh, to another end, right? That's what I was doing. I've got my I've got YouTube chat on a different monitor today, and it's not actually as convenient. Preferred how I had it set up before. I might have to play with that after today's stream. It's gonna be flag in here, I suppose. Let's just connect them up to... Let's just do it for realsies, I guess. I'm just gonna have to think how to integrate them into... Yeah, I suppose it will just be into the calcs, won't it? I'll make this not a nightmare in a second. I just want to check it's working. Okay, yeah, so left stick isn't working. Now it is. What is that falls from the sky? Ooh, I broke the controls though. Hey Willem, we are currently setting it up so that you cannot move the stick before you press A on the title screen. What did I mess up there? Did I put the ports in incorrectly? As in the stick that was attached to each one. Up, down, following the right connection. Yeah, I just got them backwards, that's okay. So up, down goes to this one, right? Yeah. And I'll move these up over here in a second. I just want to make sure it's all working. Wow. The egg, that sounds like an incredible idea. Hey, Gamemations. Is it an early morning stream for you? Okay, no movement, no movement. Oh, it's the poison cheese that falls because I moved it off the, off the stage. Weird. Why are the controls so weird here? Welcome, Obama Tone. Good to have you with us. How you doing? Thank you very much, Scyther. I appreciate that. Leaf says magic. Apartment says it's not early morning. I'm just lazy. Nice. Had I changed some parameters here that I'd forgotten about? No, that's all looking good. Hey, Epic, how are you doing? Okay, I'm going to disconnect this for a second, make sure that I'm not missing something, and it's actually broken all round. That works nice and smooth. Hi, Ninja. Let's move this up into a sensible position. Or a slightly more sensible position. So as long as we hit the A, that signals... Oh, we need this to be... Wait, hang on. On press, right? Now it will never turn off? Is that correct? Yeah, I think that might have been it. Also, let's swap these over just for ease of wiring. Hey Zelda, how you doing? Good to have you in chat again. Hey Reg, great to see you. How you doing? Zelda says, can't wait to learn from the master. Then you're in the wrong place. Okay, no movement. I press A. Hey Rover. Yeah, so ultra weird. I'll try and describe what's happening.
It's midnight in Europe.
That's quite loud. Oh, I need to mix all of these, the levels of all these tracks, because some of them are louder than others. Yeah, so what happens now is left takes me right, right takes me diagonally, and up doesn't work, and down doesn't work. Huh. Epic Boy says, imagine if there was a Mousey dating sim. There is. Somebody, I think it was Kool-Aid Ack, one of our incredible viewers, actually already made it. Hey Cato Mado. Why is this happening then? So the only thing that's changed between these sticks and these sticks is the and, right? The flag and the button should not be affecting it at all. Is it changing the value that's going into the calculator? Is that what's up with it? Norman G says, great. If nothing works right, that means at least something works, which is nothing. Yeah, Egg, I mentioned I like the idea of the mousetrap that you have to spam the button. I like that idea a lot. Okay, so let's disconnect this, and will this work? Weirdly enough, that didn't work at all. Oh, right, hang on, let's put the constant in. Yeah, so what the heck? It still doesn't work even if you just feed a constant in. Why is an and making the making this not work? Ooh, Coma Nomad says, I figured out how to switch between two characters on the same screen with a button press. Not sure what to do with it. Got any suggestions? The first thing that came to mind was like a sort of cooperative puzzle style thing, like a snipper clips or something like that, but one that you could play on your own by positioning one character, then switching over to the other and positioning another. Or you could have like a Luigi situation from Luigi's Mansion 3. That would also be cool. Yeah, I don't see why it would be the and Obama. I'm just trying to work out what I'm working through and figuring out what it could be that's not working. Minecraft says you accidentally broke Mousey's brain. I hope not. Changed and for multiplier for testing. Well, we know that feeding straight into the multiplier works. You see here? If we go in, that works as it should. Sticks are not 1 or 0. Right. Yes. Okay, so we can see here that it's converted the stick into a digital input. Yeah, Bori, nice one. You've got it. So what? We're going to have to change this output to... Hey, Super Patuka, how you doing? Great to see you. Hey, Esteban VR. I'm here on my Wii to have nostalgia, especially Super Mario Galaxy. Wow. Build's going okay. We ran into a little bit of an issue here when we were setting up this this current contraption. Change and for calculator X. Oh, times calculator. Nice. That's fixed it, right? Looks to me like that's the trick. Thank you very much, Bori. Okay, so let's press A. That's working. The movement feels different. Has it changed some of the values? I mean, it doesn't feel bad. It just feels a little bit slower, possibly? Nice. Epic Boy says, what does the flag node on do? In general or in our situation, Epic? I suppose in our situation, the way I would describe it is that we only want a signal to be sent through after a certain point. So the flag is watching for when this button is pressed. And once that's pressed, it's going to send the signal out. And when that's sent out via the calculators, it'll allow movement. What's the mechanic we're going for? Disabling movement until the A button has been pressed on the title screen. So now, when you start a level... I've misaligned this, but I'm using the left stick now. And nothing's happening. But I press A, and then we have movement. Hey Sim, how you doing? Ooh, that's cool. Ramona says, just noticed there's a free game trial for Fuser on Switch for people to play online. That's very cool. Yeah, Obamatone says if it's too slow, you could probably just add to it a bit. I don't know how your code works though. Yeah, so I liked the movement that we had when we went straight into the stick. It might be that I'm just misremembering, and it might actually be exactly the same, because I suppose... Are we now timesing by 1? Yeah, we're timesing our movement by 1. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was just going to test that the poison cheese was working. Now that we've changed that. Hey Manx, how you doing? Alright, yeah. The poison cheese is still working nicely. Yeah, there we go. That's a nice, concise explanation. W says, if you turn it on, referring to the flag node on, then it keeps outputting a constant signal like a constant node on. Yes, but not until it is triggered, until it's on. Nice. Okay, so our kind of title screen movement lock is working. Toggleable constant node, another great way of describing it. Oh, I locked that A button. Didn't realize that. So actually, I suppose for convenience's sake, we already have a wormhole attached to A, so let's just get rid of that one, bring in a wormhole exit that's already on A, send that in there. Beautiful stuff. Alright, so let's say in here, let's bring in a comment node on. And call it title screen. Maybe toggle? Kind of what it is. As long as it's kind of vaguely, you know, something that can prompt our memory here. Yeah, that'll do. It's okay for now. Not the tidiest thing ever, but it's better than nothing. See you in a bit, Super. Okay, so now we need to figure out the scaling of the title screen relative to our UFO. Because right now it doesn't exactly fit, which is not the end of the world. But it'd be nice to have it centered at the very least. Jimith says, yeah, I keep getting confused on sprite sizes. End up making them too detailed and going for an NES size limit. One thing that I think is a useful tool for when you're working with the texture editor is if you're doing like sprite creation, don't forget you can also stick to one particular sized brush. Even though it's circular, if you're like counting out what will be pixels, you could like work like this and then just fill in the in-betweens. If you're working on like big NES size sprites. These ones are perfectly square, so they're good, but they're more, I mean the palette then becomes more of like a Super Nintendo size sprite. But that's probably the most convenient to work with when you're doing larger or lower resolution sprites. Yeah, Obamatone says, looks like the tile textures need to be slightly bigger. Hey Abe, good to see you. They weren't perfectly square, were they? I just realized. They are now, I think. Welcome back, GM. Oh, I see. The reason they weren't square was because the game screen is not... The ratio of the game screen wouldn't match for that. There we go. Cool, nice size. Thank you very much, Egg. Egg says, very cute title screen. I appreciate that. Other K says, the background music sounds like a Silver Gunner rip. Silver Gunner is a huge inspiration for my remixes. That was a mix that I made a while back, and I adore Silver Gunner, the Silver Gunner channel, and all of the rips that you see there. Does it round them off? This is Jimith saying, does it round them off as to not let them look like pixels, if that makes sense? When I did my sprites, it was massive and it looked rounded. I think that rounding is just to do with the way that the game handles sort of like the anti-aliasing. Some bits kind of get rounded. You see, I mean, it's quite clearly made up of pixels, but some of those pixels are sort of rounded off. I've seen as well, there's like a dithering that happens when there's a lot happening on screen at once, so it could be something to do with that. This is still placeholder Abomatone. Abomatone asked if this was going to be the final title screen. It's going to be basically this, but I'm going to make some nice text for up here. I think Mousey could probably come up a bit. Also, this is the weirdest looking Mousey ever. I have a soft spot for it, but it's not very representative of Mousey in game. Not Orange One says, no, keep the Mousey. I'll keep the spirit of the Mousey. I also want to actually just... I'm going to use the M here to think about how I want to... So I said before I want this to look like cheese. I'm just thinking about how I'm actually going to do it. Guess going slightly thicker. And then if I use that darker yellow that I used on the cheeses to maybe do like 1 or 2 holes on each one. Something like this. But I think I also want to maybe put a stroke around the outside. Curb, welcome to Video Dojo Plus. Thank you very much for becoming a channel member. Make sure to make good use of the emotes that you now have access to in the chat. And yeah, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate that, Curb. I'm glad to hear you got it working. There we go. You even get a little handsome Mousey to celebrate your arrival as a new channel member. Welcome, not Freddy Killer 100. Hey folks, never never feel bad for not perhaps having the cash to join, or not being able to join for any reason at all. I know exactly how it is. Your support, just being here watching, is amazing already. Yeah. You will also, the other thing I would say is you're not going to miss anything out by not being a channel member in terms of access to the videos and things like that. It's just a few extra things for people that would like to, support the channel in another way and get access to a few things like emojis and bits and pieces like that. So, just liking the video is more than enough. There is a link to the channel membership in the description of this video, Minecraft. Hey, little leopard, how you doing? I saw Devon saying, asking if we'd gotten to a certain game yet. We're not playing any games on today's stream. It's a slightly shorter stream than usual, and it's a slightly different setup to usual, so there won't be any games today. Yes, we also have a few members-only community posts. Keep your eyes peeled for those. Should I go black as the stroke here? I'm gonna try it out. Curb says, also I have a tip. Do everything in black and fill with a bucket. Ah, you mean draw the outlines, then fill the center with the color you want? Is that what you mean? Oh, yeah. If ever you're feeling exhausted from creating in GBG or otherwise, take a break, yeah. It's strenuous. You know, creating doesn't seem like hard work, but it is. Even when it's fun. It's taxing your brain. So, always take a break when you need to. Yeah, that is a very clever way to handle the filling of the letters. I suppose I was just drawing this as a test. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, not Freddy Killer 100. It was a lot of fun to make the membership video. It was fun to do a silly little voice. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun to animate. Big shout out to Reg Z, who I believe is in the chat, for helping with the creation of the Lario Me. We'd been kind of bouncing some ideas back and forth in the Discord, the Metopia channel on the Discord, and their help was really valuable. Woo, now we got cheese. That's right, Jimith. Yeah, this is more of a creation stream, Oliver, just as a sort of little bonus, as I can't do the usual stream today due to some stuff I've got to do IRL. Alright, how many spaces do I want to go between letters? Probably just one. So let's do this for now. This is going to be messy for a bit, just as I'm figuring out how I want the lettering to look. It's a bit full on. Abomatone says, I've been told not to worry about textures till the end of the game, but I can't help doing it immediately. I totally get that that desire. Sometimes you just can't help. Making textures is so much fun and it brings so much character to your game. I think don't worry too much about it. Everybody has a different technique when it comes to making. So if you like drawing first, go for it. Yeah, and exactly, Norman. Norman says, making good textures feels like a tedious task. The only reason to continue is the satisfaction of seeing the textures in action. Exactly, it feels so good when you finally get to see them in game. Let's maybe go rounded off on those. The font looks old but cool. Yeah, I think that's a good way of describing it. Oh, T.I., that's very, very kind. Hey, Lavatar, how you doing? So that M is much wider than the O, kind of proportionally, so we might need to bring the O out. I'm just worried about spending ages getting the letters drawn and then realizing I don't have enough room. So I'm going to keep it like that for now. Let's just have a look at how this looks on the menu. Okay, yeah, so the stroke feels right. Let's maybe push it out one more pixel. I think we can probably afford that. Yeah, it's true. I think that's true of working with like programming or logic in all things, Curb, that when something doesn't work as you expect it to, it's so frustrating. GM says, Mousey's cheese maze. Hey Brittany, how you doing? Great to have you with us on the stream. All right, let me just try one more thing out. What if we go double stroke? I know this isn't the most efficient way to do this, but sometimes I just like to try things out, see if they work. This will take some time. I'm probably not going to do the whole lettering on stream today. I just kind of couldn't help but give it a go. Oh, we need some stroke in the interior of the O. Oh, that's going to fill it. Oh, that's fine. That'll probably look cool. Oh, Jimith, there is a lot of GBG content on this channel. I would commend you if you can go back and see it all. That would be a big task now. We've been basically doing streams, I think every day. I think I've done some GBG content every day since it came out. There might have been one day that I didn't. No, I feel like I even put a video out that day. So there's a lot out there. So it'll keep you busy. But we stream every day in the evening usually. My local time. So yeah, I hope you enjoy your stay. Devin asks, why Rivalry? It's my favorite track in the BGM section. So for those that don't know, I'm just going to pause this music for a second. For those that don't know, Rivalry is the name of the BGM that we're using here. And we have two variants of it. This first one, which is very stripped back and very slow. And then when you actually spawn into the level, you get this, the more upbeat one. And the plan is to have variants of the theme play through. Thank you very much, Jimmy, for subscribing. Great to have you with us. Yes, there'll be variants of that theme that play on each of the stages. Pixel Hunter 33 says, how would the corners of the O look going inward more? Good idea. I know exactly what you mean. They will probably match the M more doing it that way. So bringing these corners in here. It may inadvertently make them look more like zeros. No, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. I see Matthew says they have a request. Fire away. I'll see if I can answer as best as possible. Oh, I stopped the music entirely. I didn't mean to do that. The Y in the word Mousey should be Mousey's tail. Yes! Yes, Lavatar. Sounds like a plan. Let's just quickly draw the S so that I get a sense of how big a workspace I have going forward. So that height, isn't it? Thank you very much, Little Leopard, for subscribing. Great to have you with us. The M and the O look tasty, say Epic Boy. Yeah, I really hope I have room to fit the whole title. I'm not feeling especially confident in that. So the U will probably have to be that narrow. Whatever my S is. Oh yeah, we'll be able to do it. Yeah, there's plenty of room. All right, that's reassuring actually. Yeah, we'll be able to do it. Oh, so GM, I think you may not have been here when we did it, but we actually set up a special sort of toggle. Where are we? Where did I put it? Title screen toggle. There it is. We set up a toggle. The way that this works is we can't move the left stick while on the title screen anymore. Welcome, Zenistu Master. Yeah, so now when we go onto the title screen, I'm wiggling the left stick on the Joy-Con, but it doesn't work. Oops. Didn't mean to go there. Devon asks, can you make the same, but in Labo Toy-Con Garage VR? You could make something... You could make something pretty similar. But it would not be exactly the same. There are some node-on that vary. There's some options that wouldn't be possible, I don't believe. I mean, it might be that this is a simple enough game that you'd be able to do it, but of course, even just for the VR setup, there would be some differences. That's a great suggestion, Matthew. I don't think I'll be able to implement it. Easy mistake to make, Epic. Mixing up GBG and GBC, Game Boy Camera. Sometimes people call it Game Boy Color GBC as well. Hey, Melted Teeth, good to see you. Oh, enjoy your noodles. Okay, so what now? We need to scale down this stage a little bit. In fact, I'm going to move all this cheese here for now. We'll probably get rid of... Actually going to get rid of one. Hey, Harry, good to see you. Mr. Logout's in the chat. Everybody say hi. We are just doing some Mousey's cheese Mousey's cheese maze programming, not Mousey's cheese made. Oh, this one's locked, isn't it? Nintendo says, is there a node-on that can spawn an object on a loop? Yes. Have you looked into the launcher node-on? There's a couple of different ways that you could utilize that. Matthew, I don't know whether you saw my message previously. There is a sort of power down currently with the poison cheese, but there are plans to add power-ups as well. So this is our poison cheese. Let's move this out of the first level for now. It actually probably won't appear until the third stage, but we can move it here for now, just so it's out of the way. I'm also going to do a very quick playthrough of the first level for folks that haven't seen it yet. Zenistu asks, how did you get the title screen toggle? Here we go. So this wormhole is coming from an A button that we have set up down here. So just think of that as an A button. The A button goes to a flag. So when I press A, we'll see that the signal sends to the flag, which then shoves it through to these 2 times calculators. Previously we had ands there. But the reason the ands were not working, as were pointed out by a wonderful member of the chat, was because they were converting the left stick signals into digital signals, just zeros and ones, whereas the calculator keeps them as analog signals. So if we go inside and have a look, here we get calculation result here that is analog. And that is then pushed down to our main movement setup and through to the UFO. Hope that helped. All right, so let's do a quick playthrough. It will be incredibly quick because there is not much to it currently. So this is our working title screen. Very, very placeholder. Hey Squally Coin, good to see you. I'm glad you're awake for a stream. So we have 3 blocks of cheese here. We can breathe in the cheese. I'm sure many people have already seen all of this, but there might be a few new people in chat. And when we have all 5 pieces of cheese, we can head through the mouse hole and into the second stage. Yeah, Mousey's Cheese Maze speedrun. I'm currently the world record holder. So, the next thing that I want to implement is a limit to the amount of time that Mousey can use their power, the breathe-in power. Curb says, in my opinion, the title screen is perfect. Even the, like, drawn-over lettering. Thanks, Mustard. I do need to tweak these slightly. I want to finish them up, but I think as a, you know, the 5 looks better than the rest of the letters because they're very placeholder too. But as a general idea, I think it communicates what needs to be achieved in each stage. GM says, do you know that you can attach multiple boxes to one texture node on? Yeah, that's we're doing that here. So actually every cheese has 3 different textures attached to them, but those textures are shared by multiple objects. Mousey looks so distracted in the title screen, says Curb. Mousey's just realized that he left the oven on. Oh my god. No, the ironing board. I mean the iron. Also, Mousey, if that is what we call the cat, is more looking concerned. Oh no, listen, it's okay if you need to go back. We don't need to do this right now. I mean, I know we kind of have this whole cat and mouse sort of thing, but I know how it is. Sometimes you leave the house in the morning, you're in a rush, and look, it's fine. No. We can put our differences aside. At the end of the day, I don't want you to have a I don't want your house to be burned down. Right, so back to Mousey is just blacked out. Mousey's got a 1,000-yard stare. I've seen things, man. I've seen things. Rover N says, I hope someone will make a Mousey me. There is already a Mousey me in the Metopia channel on our Discord. You should check it out. It's a really, really lovely me. Hey Mercy, I can see that you're asking me to read your messages. I haven't seen any of your messages in particular. I'm keeping my eye on chat. When you can, just send something through. But please, just be considerate of the fact there's lots of messages and I try and respond to as many people as I can. Okay. Right, back to actually programming. Norman G's message that just says transcendence.mp4. He's like the peace out kid now. We just need him to give us like a little peace symbol and then vanish into nothingness. Blueberry Fox 343 says, I bet someone might remaster this in the future. I would love for that. As soon as this goes live, I want people to remix this in any way they see fit. I'm sure they will make it a million times better. Okay, so the thing that I want to do is have it so that there is a time limit associated with Mousey's attract power. So here's our attraction. So I've got to best think about the way that we do this. So basically what we need is a setup where... So I'm going to do my test setups again like I usually do. The A button press, I suppose, is connected to a timer, right? Would it be a timer or a counter? Output for how long? Let's say 3 seconds. See you, Zenistu. Curve says it looks like he's having war flashbacks. They may make the game better, but not the title screen. You can't upgrade perfection. Alright, see ya soon, GM. Enjoy your vacation. So when A is pressed, output the signal for... Oh, so we need this to be on press, right? Epic Boy says, could you make GBG in GBG? Yeah, that would actually be super easy. In comparison to making GBG in WarioWare, that would be a breeze. The biggest difficulty with making GBG in WarioWare is that there's not an easy way in WarioWare to have click and drag. Like this. Whereas you could totally do that in GBG. So... Is this going to be... Hey Drake, how you doing? I'm just thinking, is this going to be possible with the time that we have left in today's stream? Try shaking the swap game node on to hear the sound of the UFOs in Paper Mario, says Devon. I love the noises that they make when you shake them. I've not tried with the swap node on. That's very good. If it's just 0, it's going to be instant. Says Drake. Referring to the output after how many seconds? Well, that's good, right? Because we want it to be instant on the button press, but we only want it to last for a certain amount of time. Nintenvlogs asks, how do I put a long command in a loop? I'm not quite sure I understand. Hey Leaf, welcome to the video. Welcome to the chat. We have just done some kind of basic stuff. We got a title screen toggle working, and modified the size of the title screen slightly. Now we're just working out how to make it so Mousey can only use the attract power for a certain period of time. Hey King Boo. So we basically want a cooldown. We want a time, not a cooldown, like a timeout on this. Man, how am I going to do this? Because we want to be able to hold down the A button. If I connect a few node-ons to something to happen, how do I loop it? Depending on which node-ons you're using, you could have some function. Like if you're going through a counter, there is a reset on counter, and in fact that makes me think that actually probably we should be using a counter, right? Yeah, okay, this will be how to do it. Alright, I think I figured it out. So let's say you can breathe in for 3. And then after 3, it resets. Is it going to be something like this? Hey, Devon says on release of A, use timer connection and not and. That would be if that would mean that we were. So that is exactly the right suggestion for if we were having a cooldown. I incorrectly referred to it as a cooldown. I don't want to limit how soon we can press it again. I want to limit how long Mousey can breathe in for. So I'll show you in game. Currently, Mousey can breathe in just like non-stop, but I want it so that after a certain amount of time you have to stop. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it stops breathing. So we need to figure out a way to reset the signal that is coming in, or disable the signal that is coming in after a certain amount of time. What if you created a Red Bull cheese that makes you go faster? I think we could definitely have a sort of like hyper cheese. I love the expression when he's breathing too, Super Patuka. I kind of want to do like an out of breath face as well. Maybe this would trigger a duration time for the power-up, then another duration time for the cooldown. Well, so we've already got like a duration time for the poison cheese. That just runs through this setup here. And it's set to last for 6 seconds. So do we... Hello, Naven. How you doing? Do we need a knot in here? I'm just trying to think what the setup is actually going to be. Because really this doesn't need to be a counter so much. It's just that we get a reset here, which is really integral to this. Scyther says, do you not need the not node on? Probably. Epic Boy says, I'm super impressed he hasn't passed the node on limit. Or surprised he hasn't passed it. I got loads. I got miles of road here. It's because it's not complicated, really. I mean, I've made it seem way more complicated than it is by, like, making such ugly code. Oh, excuse me. I got a coffee grind in my throat. Somebody just said, Devon just said, has to be in countdown to work it. That just made me think. Yeah. Okay, wait. So we should have it... we should have it as like 60, and then it counts down. We can do an inverter. That might be the way to do it. Then we wouldn't need this, right? I mean, we could put this into anything for a second. Oh, that's in the count up port. That's not going to help. And then it stops coming through. Right, and then when the A button's not pressed, you can do it again. Oh, that's super simple. Thank you very much, Devon, for getting me in the right direction. Yeah, I mean, 60 equals 1 second. It was just a test. We can change that. Ooh, good question. Nathan asks, how do you make the car node on enterable by the player? So there's probably a bunch of different ways you could do this, but the thing that jumps to mind is I would probably teleport the player character away upon pressing the button to enter the car, and then just have another sort of player character that is not controlled that you fix to the center position of the car when you transfer control over to the car, if that makes sense. So let's go not. Yes, that works. Wait, the countdown node on? There's a countdown node on? What's the countdown node on? Nordman said, did someone ever use the countdown node on once? I forgot they even exist. I don't think I ever knew there was a countdown node on. What is that? You mean separate from the counter? Oh, the countdown function. Right. Yeah. Yeah, at first I thought Norman was referring to the effect, Devin, yeah, but I think they mean using the ability to count down rather than count up. Yes, I think I've used that. I think I've used this before. Okay, so that's it. That's all we need. So let's move this. Where is the attract? Oh, that's a point. Where did I put the sound for the breathing in? So there's the actual attract function, but we also need to link up the sound of the breathing in. Make part of his face purple when he's tired. That's a very, very good idea. Ooh, I can't wait to see it, Mustard. Chaz, that sounds cool. Faulty Flying. That's an exciting title. I feel like sometimes most of the thing that gets me excited about a video game is the title. There you go. The LOL crew asked a question about how to stop launch objects from disappearing, and Devin Wolf has suggested an incredible answer. Blueberry Fox, they're cool suggestions. Yeah, definitely. If there's still room, I'll try those things out. Shouldn't be too hard to do a two-player mode of this. I'm still looking for the sound effect that's associated with the breathing in. I'm sure it was here. Oh, there it is. That was silly of me. Okay, so this gonna work? Yep. So now we just need to loop in our setup here, I believe. Huh. Look. I already had this. So what's this? Okay, why am I using that counter there? That's so weird. Okay, well, let's delete that and put this one in its place. Count down. And that for reset. And then just connect up the white noise here instead. Oops. Uh-oh. Stop. Okay, so I know what the issue is there. This A is set up differently to this one, I think. That's while pressed. Is this on press? Oh no, that's while pressed as well. So what's changed? That sounds cool, Kurt. Can't wait to give that a try. I like your objective is get all the fruit juice. I'm not super familiar with making stuff in Super Mario Maker 2. So I probably wouldn't stream it. I might try some Super Mario Maker 2 levels, but I probably wouldn't stream myself making it. You have the redundant counter above the countdown. Are you talking about here? I disconnected it because we were having an issue where the signal just comes all the way in. You see that sending... Oh, it's the map that's doing that, isn't it? Can you make a reversed sound effect? Asks Mercy. No, I don't believe so. Because even though you can change the rate at which something's played back, you can't go into the negative with it. You can only slow it down to like 0.25, I think. Right. Well, stream, chat. I think we're coming up to the end of the time we have today. Try and here, right? Is this what you mean, Devon? Yeah, nice, that works. Delete the top knot and the counter. They're not needed now at all. Cool. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm so glad we got that working as well. I was kind of thinking that that wouldn't be possible in the time that we had, but let's give this a try. So now we'll have something to get started with next time. Okay, so the animation is broken currently. Hang on, let me stop the music for a second so we can properly concentrate and say our goodbyes. So yeah, it counts 1, 2, 3, stops. But the animation doesn't stop because it's on a separate cycle here. So we'll need to bring that up to the and there, I think. Come on, let me select this. That's a bad position to work out what's going on here. Okay, so I need to go timer and. Alright, let's break these and see if this works. Here, right? Timer and. Oh no! Oh no! Mousey's eyes disappear. Okay, let's undo that. We'll come back to this next time. I don't want to break anything before we go. It should be a very simple fix. I just don't want to break it and then forget what I was doing. Chat, thank you so much for joining me today. Apologies again for it having to be a slightly shorter stream than usual, but it was really nice to be able to spend some time together working on Mousey's Cheese Maze. We did make a lot of progress today. We got the title screen working as it should. although it is still placeholder. We got the timer on Mousey's breath working functionally. Now we just need to make it look good. And what else did we do? Oh, we started to play around with the lettering as well, which we can see here. The finalized lettering. We did M and O, but I'll do some of this off stream, I think, because it will be a long one otherwise. Sorry you missed the stream, Sparkle Wolf. Be sure to check out the video on demand once the stream has ended. Alrighty. Thank you very much, everybody. I will see you tomorrow when we get back to our normal schedule. But thank you so much for joining me for this earlier stream than usual. Alright, stay safe. Be good. Bye-bye.